Hey, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Jamal. Hope you guys are all doing well. Now today we're going to be changing out the brake pads on my 2016 Cadillac CTS-V. Now I know a lot of you guys might be wondering why I'm already changing out the brake pads on this car because I did just get it. But it's simply due to the fact that the OEM brake pads produce enormous amounts of dust, which leads to a lot of time spent cleaning the wheels. Now I'm going to be changing to a carbon ceramic brake pad from Powerstop. This is a very popular option for CTS V3s and Camaro ZL1 6th generation cars. And a lot of people will argue that the OEM pads do stop better than a carbon ceramic pad, but I'm willing to take the trade-off because of this type of driving I do really isn't that crazy. I don't really plan on tracking the car. I may or may not, but these carbon ceramic pads should drastically decrease the time it takes to clean the wheels, and so it's a trade-off I'm willing to take. So without any more further ado, we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to go over these parts with you. So these are Powerstop Z26 brake pads. For the front, we're using a Z26-1835, and for the rear, we're using a Z26-1053. I bought these brake pads off of Rock Auto, and I think after shipping, it was about 150 bucks. So cost-wise, they're really not that bad. They come with everything you need, including new hardware to put the brake pads in. So for the fronts, we get new retaining clips and the brake pads, and then for the rear, we get the clips and the pins as well. So for the front of the car, we are going to have to reuse the pins, but for the rear, we got new pins. So we're going to go ahead and get the car jacked up. The lug nuts are 22 millimeter, and so I'm going to break those loose and get them jacked up, and then I will pick back up from there. Okay guys, so we're going to start with the fronts, and we have already gone ahead and removed the driver's side wheel. As you can see there, this is also a really good opportunity to clean your wheels, the inside barrels and everything, and also the brake calipers. So coming around this side, we can see I've turned the wheel a little bit so that we can have better access to the brakes. But you can see there we have two pins, one here and one down here, and then we have this middle pin here as well that unscrews from the back. So basically pop all that stuff out and then remove that clip, and the brake pad should just slide right out from the top. You actually don't have to remove the caliper on this car. So that's something that's pretty cool. I've never had a car like that before, so we're gonna go ahead and push the pins out now. To get these pins out, you're supposed to use a punch and kind of punch them out from the outside, but since I don't have a punch, I do have this this little Torx bit out of my tool set, so I'm just going to kind of use that and take a hammer to it to punch this pin out, and it should work just fine. Push this clip in, and it comes right out. That clip pops out too. To get this middle pin out, I use a 1/2 inch here on this back bolt, and I should be able to just loosen it up. That comes out, and I might have to punch it out from the back. Now at this point, before I remove this last pin, I'm going to go ahead and spread the pistons out. I got this ratcheting tool off of eBay for like 15 bucks, and it actually ratchets and spreads out to kind of push those pistons back. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Now what I also have done is remove the brake cap reservoir to kind of relieve some of the pressure. So we're going to go ahead and get in here and spread these pistons apart. And then I'm going to go ahead and tap this last pin out here. Shouldn't take much. and these brake pads should just pull out. Just like that, and they're removed. So at this point I'm going to go ahead and clean the caliper, and then I'll pick the video back up after that. Alright guys, so I went ahead and cleaned the wheels and the brake calipers. Now Powerstop provides this lubricant, so what we're going to do with it is we're going to lube these two pins that the brake pads go through, and then we're going to lube the back of the brake pads as well. Now they only have provided one of these little packets for both sides, so use it sparingly. And so we're going to go ahead and lube it up, and we're going to put everything back in. And that's it guys, that's all it takes right there. We've got the new pads in, we've got the pins put in, everything's lubed up. And so now we're gonna go ahead and throw the wheel on. I won't show you guys that, and then we'll move to the rear. So here we are on the rears, and as you guys can see here, we don't have that middle pin on the rears. We just have these two pins here and then the retaining clip. And the new brake pads came with all that stuff, so all this old stuff can pretty much get tossed. And so same process here, we're gonna knock those two pins out, and then we're gonna pull the brake pads out from the top. They're out. Alright guys, so for the back, it's the same process as the front. We're going to slide the two pads in. Slide the two pads in, and then we've got the clips all lubed up. So slide that one in. It took some force to get that one in. I finally got it in. Don't do what I did. I nicked the caliper and some of the paint came off there, which isn't really a big deal because I plan on having these redone anyways. So yeah, the rear brakes are in, as you can see there. I'm gonna go ahead and clean the wheel up and put it back on. So as for the braking procedure for the pads, guys, on the box it says to do 5 moderate to aggressive stops from 40 down to 10 miles an hour in rapid succession without coming to a complete stop. And then after that, you want to do 5 moderate decelerations from 35 to 5 miles an hour without stopping. And then once you've done those 10 decelerations, aggressive decelerations, and you want to just drive it around for 5 minutes and let the brake pads kind of cool off. It actually says on the box that you should start to smell some of that brake resin as the brakes get hot. But yeah, that's the braking procedure, and I think that's going to go ahead and do it for this video. I hope you guys did enjoy this video, and as always, please comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.